I am going to have you grab your second packet that I had sent home with you and a pencil and eraser, and then you're going to go to 163. Now, we're not going to start right away in the book. We're going to show you a couple things and a couple tricks on how to measure things with volume. So, first things first, we need to find out what equals a gallon. So, this is a gallon. If it were filled up to right here. So you can see how big that is compared to me. It's quite large, right? And another way we can represent it, that's the center of the guy that you're seeing on the screen. Another way you can represent it is by drawing a really big G. And that's going to represent our gallon. Okay? Now, in a gallon, I could fit 4 of these containers that say quart. So 4 of these will make up one of these. So I'm going to put that quart and represent it with a Q for quart in my giant G. And on our gallon guy that you're looking at right now, the quart is the blue. Okay? So now I have a giant G and 4 Qs. So we know that 4 Qs makes one giant G. All right, so in this big gallon container, I can fit 8 of these guys. And these guys are called a pint. Okay? So up to that blue line there is a pint. So, all right? So 8 of them. And 2 pints fit into 1 quart. So since I know that 2 pints fits into a quart, I am going to put 2 pints into each of these quarts. So each quart got 2 pints, and we know that 8 of those pints equals 1 of the gallons. Okay? This is going to help you later, trust me. And in each of those pints, this is showing you that it's 1 cup, 2 cups. And this is about the size of a cup. Okay? 2 of these go into 1 pint. And 16 of these fit into this big old gallon. And the cups on your gallon guy is the yellow. The pints obviously are the orange. So in each of our pints, I'm going to put 2 cups. So we can see what equals what. Now, see that? So I know that if I had 2 quarts, that's the same as 4 pints, or 2, 4, 6, 8 cups. And I know that 1 gallon is the same as 16 cups. Does that make sense? So this helps you look for what's equivalent to what, okay? I also showed you some of this here with the measurement. So you can always refer back to this recording while you're doing some of the word problems that you'll have for your homework, okay? We're going to work through a couple pages together. I want you to do them with me, and then you're going to be doing your homework on your own. But before I do that, I need you to know that 1 cup equals 8 ounces. And ounces abbreviated as OZ. So 8 cups, or 1 cup equals 8 ounces. So in this 1 cup, and remember we saw that in our numbed book, or we heard that in our numbed book when he had to put half of a cup in to help his dad make some pancakes. So that's a very important thing to know when you're making any kind of ingredients. How many ounces are in a cup? Now, just to give you an idea, Here's my tea that I always drink. This is about the size of 2 cups or 1 pint. So if you look at our gallon guide, we would know that this is about the size of one of the orange rectangles that are on our gallon guide. Okay? So this is about a pint. Half of this is a cup, or half of this is 1 cup, but this is equivalent to about 2 cups. So even though they're different shapes, to measure the capacity of these containers, their volume of what they hold, because it's liquid is volume, what they hold is the same. I know I drank some of it, but pretend it's full. Couldn't help it. So knowing that, a carton of heavy cream, now you use that for baking, and it's kind of the size of a milk carton. So we would measure that in a cup. Good. Write down cup for number 1. Number 2, a flower vase. Now I got a dozen roses for Mother's Day. Containers like this big and this tall. It's almost as tall as my gallon thing, but not as fat as the gallon thing. So I'd probably measure it in pints or quarts, depending how big it is. Probably pints I would go with. So if I used this to measure how much it held, possibly this, if it was big enough. So a vase, you could put down pints or quarts. A swimming pool better be measured with your biggest measuring device, which is a gallon. And a wash tub. Gallon. All right. Our friend, the Puzzle Penguin, is here to visit us again. You know, he has issues with math. So let's see what we can help him with. Dear math students, today I had to choose the best unit to measure how much water is needed to fill the kitchen sink. I said the best unit would be to use a cup, which is like half of my tea. I know my sink holds way more than that, and I'd be dishing this out a lot. What could I fill up that wouldn't be so ridiculous? Yeah, probably a gallon. So he's using a device that is too small. So the unit of measurement that he's chosen is too small. This is not. So, all right. For the math journal, I want you to do that one and talk about it with a parent. Okay. And it's not switching very easily. There we go. Here we go. So let's check these measurements. So if I had a baby bottle and I filled it, would I fill it with 2 cups or 2 of these? It's not a Giants baby. It's a baby. So I think 2 cups, which is about the same amount as my tea, would make more sense. Now, if I had a fish tank, would I put 5 of these in, which is like 2.5 teas? It's not a fish bowl, it's a fish tank, or 5 gallons. You betcha. All right, the tea. Would I make a pot of tea that holds a pint or a gallon? I don't know what kind of tea, how much tea you're making on the in a teapot, but it's probably not this. The pint. All right. Would a tall glass of water be about the size of a cup or a pint? A tall glass. Would a snow globe hold about a cup of water or a gallon of water? I think you know that answer. Would I need 30 of these to fill your bathtub, or maybe 30 of these? Yeah, unless you want to only soak your big toe, you may want to go big. All right, Jamie makes a shopping list for a picnic with his 4 friends. So Jamie and his 4 friends. He estimates that he'll need 5 quarts. So 5 of these for each person, or for the group, not for the entire group. So 5 of these, so it's 1 a person. Do you think his estimate is reasonable? Could you drink about this much? Or which would be equivalent to 2 of these? Answer that question. All right. These next 2 slides are word problems having to do with ounces, cups, quarts, and pints, and gallons. Now they do some drawings for you, and that helps you a little bit. But I also suggest you go back to this slide and look at the containers that I held up. Remember, 8 ounces is 1 cup. 1 cup is 1 pint. Or 2 cups is 1 pint, sorry. And 1 quart is the same as 2 of these pints. And 4 of these makes 1 gallon. Now, they did drawings for you. I think that's going to help you answer the questions. I'd like you to try number 14 through 23. Look at what they have drawn for you. It's going to help a lot, okay? And answer those questions. Take a picture of them for me. And then you are going to share the document with me after you upload your pictures of your paper. It might be best to make sure that when your pictures come through and you put them on the doc, that I can read it. So have fun with it and think about all of the different ways that we can measure and all of the different things that we can measure volume with. What tools would we use? Look back at this and also think about this picture. It's going to help you a lot. You need to have this on pause and refer to it often. Refer to it often.